I think as a young person growing up here, I'm like everybody else. I wanted to see what the world was like and see what other states were like and other businesses were like. And I did go to Milan, Italy as a kid from Nelsonville and study shoe designing. And I also left the state as a young person and tried other businesses and got married to an Ohio girl from Logan, Ohio, and had 2 children, and we were in New Hampshire and Wisconsin and Illinois. You don't know what you have until you leave it, but you have quality of life to raise a family. You have good Midwestern values within the state, and you've got great educational opportunities. Athens, Ohio, Ohio University, 15 miles away from us. I believe there's 88 colleges in the state of Ohio. You don't have to go far to get an education. The greatest example of that is the Ohio State University in Columbus, and so variety. We like the open spaces down here. We like the woods. We like the wildlife. We like to fish. As a kid, I loved to fish with my grandparents. I told you we'd also go blackberry picking and make jams, and I just had a great childhood here. And you know, I was showing the guys upstairs. There's a picture, 1935, that was taken right out here in front of the old shoe factory. That was the old shoe factory that we made the boots and shoes in. We made over 30 million boots in that factory. As we were evolving through a small customer or small publicly held company, the board of directors said, "Mike, you need to grow, or you need to acquire some other businesses." So we were actively looking for a company to acquire, and we found this old brand, EJ Footwear Group, that had a group of brands within their portfolio of brands as well. And we decided to make an offer to buy their company. And they were actually larger than Rocky at the time. So we consummated the deal. We paid $100 million for the company, $90 million in cash and $10 million in stock. And the investment banker that we used to help value the transaction said to me, "Mike," and EJ was then stationed, their corporate offices, business were in Nashville, Tennessee, suburb of Nashville. So the investment banker said, "I've got a tough question to ask you, Mike." I said, "Ask it, no problem." And he said, "Have you thought about moving everything to Nashville? Country western, you know, western footwear, and it's a great location." And I said, "Yeah, I have thought about it," and the answer is no. We've bought them. They're going to move here, or we'll find talent here. But there was never a question in my mind where the business was going to be. It was going to be in, I talk about the Hocking Valley, not just Nelsonville, but Athens, Nelsonville, Logan, the Hocking Valley, Wayne National Forest. The state of Ohio is an interesting state. We have so many, you know, from the Great Lakes to the rolling hills in Appalachia, Ohio. But there's tremendous amount of people that own horses in Ohio. In fact, there are more horses in the state of Ohio than there are in Texas. And the largest example of that is the largest convention that Columbus has is a Quarter Horse Congress. And hundreds of thousands of people attend the Quarter Horse Congress every year. So all the people from Texas and all the people from Wyoming and Oklahoma come to Ohio to show off their horses. So it's a great, and we have about a $40 million Western boot business in part of the Rocky Brands offering. In Ohio, I also needed some professional help. We knew footwear, but we didn't know international banking, and we didn't know how important good legal advice was. So we just went up the road 60 miles and we found all of those assets right here in our backyard, an hour and a half away, tops from here. And you can fly. You can also fly out of Port Columbus quite simplistically all over the world. That's easy. But we found quality persons in Columbus, Ohio, that could deliver those parts of the business that we didn't have. The happiest day of my life was when I came back in 1975 to join my father and try to develop this business. I always respected my father and thought he had great values and was a good, honest, hardworking businessman. Worked here 52 years of his life. But for Dad, it was never about money. It was about providing jobs and having full-time jobs for families to raise their families. And so for me, I'd seen other locations, but I always wanted to get back to Southeastern Ohio.